Hello, my name is Rachel and I'm here today to talk about my TBR for the month of November. So, November TBR wise, this is a large and ambitious TBR. I by no means think that I'm going to read everything on this TBR, but this is basically what I am choosing from because the minute I start planning for a TBR, I'm like, oh, well, I could read this, I could read this, I could read this, and then I pick like everything up that I have ever owned. It is the 30th of October today, and I'm just going to mention the books I'm currently reading because I really don't think I'm going to finish them. So, I have North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell, which I am on page 131 of, so I'll be continuing with this one. And then I have Great Expectations, which I picked up again, finally. I am on page 216. I've read like 3 chapters of this month and actually enjoyed it a hell of a lot more than I was previously, so I am excited for this. This is my new bookmark I got for my birthday, which is very pretty. And then I have Charlie and the Schokoladenfabrik by Roald Dahl. I put this down during October because it's not Victorian, which didn't really stop me because I read a lot of books that weren't Victorian this month, but anyway, I had a break from this one. I'm quite near the end of this, and then I have 2 more books that I've already read that I want to finish. So it is non-fiction November in the month of November. I'm not going to exclusively read non-fiction books because I'm shit at exclusively reading, and the minute I tell myself I'm exclusively reading something, I'm not exclusively reading it anymore. But I do have some non-fictions that I want to get to this month, so I want to finish This Book Is Gay by Juno Dawson, which I started a while ago. This is just, I'm enjoying it, but it is meant for a younger crowd. Like, I wish I had this book when I was at school. It would have been a great book to dip into and have more of an understanding of the community and labels and all of that sort of thing. I think it is great for that, and I do want to read it because I think it's a book that deserves to be spoken about because I needed it as a kid, but also not a kid anymore, so don't really need it as much, but it is interesting, so I do want to finish it and keep reading and see how it goes. And then the other one is Body Positive File by Megan Jane Crabb. I've been reading this for a while. In September, I picked it back up and read some more, and I was really enjoying it. And I have like this much left. I'm on page 159 of this too, so I'm going to be getting to this one. They're my like priority non-fiction to finish, which I think I will do anyway because most of them I'm either halfway or they're quick reads. And then the other non-fictions that I have, the first one is Girls and Sex by Peggy Orenstein, which I've wanted to read for ever. And this is basically about younger girls in our society now and how they relate to sex in terms of like bodies are very sexualized now in a way that they never have been before. So it mentions in the back things like Instagram, Snapchat, and like readily available free internet porn and things like that, and how this changes how girls relate to their body. And it also says that it has interviews in this with psychologists, academics, experts, as well as girls themselves. So I think this is going to be a really fascinating read, which I've wanted to pick up for ages and not done, but I really do want to pick it up this month. I'm going to say that about every book in this TBR, and I'm very busy in the month of November, so I don't think I will get to all of these. So just a warning, because I think I will say that probably a lot, and it by no means I'll get to all of them. So yeah, there's that. Then I have Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race by Renee Edo-Lodge. I've been super excited for this book. I think it was last month I watched the documentary 13th on Netflix, which is flooring. It is so phenomenal, I can't even give it words. If you ever take anything from this channel, like, you can ignore everything else that I say, but like, go watch 13th. It is so fascinating, it's so educational, it's so informed, like, it's just, oh, it's everything. It's just fascinating. It focuses on Black people in America. It goes from around when slavery was abolished and looks at the law and how the 13th Amendment, I think it's the 13th Amendment and that's why it's called 13th, but don't quote me because I'm not American, so I don't know. But it's basically based on this clause that lets people be treated badly and as slaves if they have committed a crime, and how that was used to keep slavery going in America. And it goes right up until today, which is just a little bit devastating because it does look at America today and Trump and all of that sort of stuff as well just at the end, and it really like crushes you. So long digression, watch the documentary anyway. That is one of the reasons I really want to pick this one up, because I feel like on the momentum of watching that documentary, I want to learn a little bit more. And the thing that I'm fascinated with in this book is that there is a chapter on feminism, and I think it focuses on intersectional feminism, which I would count myself as an intersectional feminist, but I don't know enough about it. I just know of it as an idea and of what it is, and that I agree with it, but I don't think I have a big enough understanding. So I'm really excited to pick this one up. And it also has a chapter on like recognizing white privilege and what white privilege is, which I think is a good thing for people to learn more about, because so many of us don't really check in with the fact that we have white privilege. So excited for that. And the last non-fiction that I have is more of a chill one, because that's some heavy stuff going on in that non-fiction book. So I have The Bling Ring, which is how a gang of fame-obsessed teens ripped off Hollywood and shocked the world. There is a film about this, so you may have heard of it. I have seen the film and didn't love it, but obviously the film's been turned into like a fictionalized movie and not this, which is a journalist chronicling what happened. So I think this will be a lot better than the movie was. This is by Nancy Jo Sales. Like I said, she is a journalist, and she basically goes into this group. This was a group of late teens who were quite well off. They didn't need money, but they decided to go and rob celebrity houses. They stole like jewelry and shoes and clothes and all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, I've wanted to read this for a while. I only have one classic on my TBR this month because obviously still reading North and South and still reading Great Expectations, so I want to focus on them. And the other book that I have is Mansfield Park by Jane Austen. So this is the 4th in my Jane Austen reading for the year. This follows Fanny Price, who is basically moved to another family. I think, are they cousins? I can't remember. I did start reading it. I got 39 pages in, but I started reading it straight after Pride and Prejudice, and I'd read Pride and Prejudice straight after Sensibility, so I needed a bit of a break. Like the minute I started it, I was like, oh no, need the break, need the break. Excited to pick this one up. If I do reach for any more classics after this, it'll probably be Emma by Jane Austen. So yeah, but I think this is gonna definitely be a long read because I've heard that it's not as action-packed as some of her other ones. So yeah, I think this will be a slower one anyway, and this might take me the month. Now we're seeing how long this TBR is because I'm not even nearly finished. So then we have a reread, which is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I found this copy in a secondhand bookshop in Switzerland a few months ago, and it was only like £2, which is basically nothing. I decided to buy it because it's a lot prettier than my copy. It's hardcover, and I just really want to reread it. I enjoy this book, and I think it's a good thing to read this month when I'm busy, and I have read a lot of classics the last few months, so I feel like I want just some chill, easy reading, and that's what YA is for me, so that's why I pick up YA. So yeah, I've got that one. I'm not really going to explain what it's about because I feel like most people know what this is about. Next, I have another YA, which is Hour of Fire by Sarah J Maas. This is the 3rd in the Throne of Glass series. I read the first one and kind of enjoyed it. I read the second one, and the first half I did not enjoy at all, but the second half of it I loved and thought was fantastic. So this book is going to be the decider on whether I continue with the series, I think. I do love fantasy, and YA fantasy I find a lot easier to get into. Adult fantasy I find, because there's so much world building, it takes me a bit longer to get into, and so I can be a little bit put off reading some of the books. I've found that with Name of the Wind, which is a book that is so high on my TBR, but I'm so like daunted by pages and pages and pages of world building that it can mean I put them off a little bit. Whereas with YA fantasy I don't do that because it doesn't usually have as much world building in it. So yeah, I'm gonna be picking that one up. Again, 3rd in a series, so I don't really want to explain what it's about. And then I have my miscellaneous pile that didn't fit into any of the other categories. The first one I have is literary fiction, and that is The Good People by Hannah Kent. I haven't read any Hannah Kent, but I'm really excited to read this one. It has gold foiling on the front, it's really cute. This sounds like a perfect read for autumn. This is a historical fiction set in Ireland during the 1800s, and it is about a woman and her son. I think her son is ill, and it says, in desperation, Nora begs the help of 2 others, Mary and Nance. Together the women will do anything to cure the little boy, but as their world of folklore and ritual tightens around them, it threatens to blur the line between mercy and murder. I'm hoping this has witches in it, but I haven't heard anyone talk about it as having any like magical realism in it, so I feel like it might not. So I'm not going to get my hopes up for that, but it does sound very witchy on the back, in my opinion. Girl Can Dream. And then finally we get to the last book that I have for the month, which is Bonfire by Kristen Ritter. So the main reason that I want to read this month was because I rewatched first season of Jessica Jones in October. If you don't know, Kristen Ritter is the woman who plays Jessica Jones in the TV show, and I love her, have a little bit of a crush on that woman. That is the main reason that I picked up this book, but it does sound really, really good. So this is a thriller. It's about a journalist who left her hometown and went and made it big in the city, and then she goes back to her hometown because there is some sort of outrage going on about a local company. It says when she goes back that she begins to find strange connections to Barron's biggest scandal from more than a decade ago, involving the popular Casey Mitchell and her closest friends just before Casey disappeared for good. And basically she finds connections to a big scandal that happened when she was a kid and sort of starts to try and investigate that, as well as tying into this scandal that's going on with the company at the time of the book being written. So yeah, I think this is a thriller. It seems like it's going to be a thriller. They're all the books that I have to read in the month of November. If you would care to make a wager, pretty sure I'm not going to read all of those. But yeah, that's what I'll be choosing from, and we'll see how I get on. Thank you very much for watching this video. Comment down below what you are planning to read in the month of November, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!